episode 3, I guess, of Yappers. I think that's the name now, is Yappers. I don't know if that's a profound name or not. But today I want to talk about two things. I'm not prepared. I'm never am. First thing I want to talk about is being in love. And precisely I want to talk about being in love with somebody. And what that does to somebody while they're in love. Or what it could do to somebody when they're in love. Necessarily, not everybody acts the same, right? I think I got this October 29, 2020. I wish I had a date on it, but I don't. It was from my ex-girlfriend. Let me open it for you guys. I don't know if it has a date on it, but I want to be very gentle with this. It says 100 reasons why I love you. And it's 100 reasons of why she loves me, apparently. Now, mind you, if the date I said was correct, which I don't have any way to prove that, it could be a year later. It couldn't be a year late. It could be a year later, not a year earlier. So I'm assuming it's October 29 of 2020. That's the date I think I got this. Mind you, when I got this, we were not in a relationship. Actually, we ended up getting a relationship a month later after this, November 22nd of 2020. This was one of the first things I ever got from somebody that meant something to me. I have another. And this is one of, I don't have many things, but these are some of the things I still have. It says, property of Kayla. And most importantly, I bought this one, but so I bring these up, or I show these things to talk about what it's like to be in love. I think many of us are in love with many things. Some of us love sports. Some of us love eating. Some of us love the gym. Some of us love music. And what I can define love is, I don't know what the definition is on Google or dictionaries or whatever. What I, from my experience, can define love is a great obsession with something. And not just a regular obsession. I would say a great obsession of something. So when we define, or when I say I love somebody, it means I am greatly obsessed with you. And notice how love and attraction, in my eyes, don't make a connection or don't make an appearance in each other. I never said a great attraction to something. I said a great obsession of something. So which means you can be in love with something and also not be attracted to it. You can love drugs and not be attracted to drugs. I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. And love, I think, builds that delusion in your head sometimes of attraction. It makes things seem more attractive than they actually are. So, when I was 17, and I was falling in love. I'm getting obsessed with this person, greatly obsessed with this person. I thought this was my person for the rest of my life. Or I believed at the time. Not thought, I believed that that was my person for the rest of my life. There was no doubt in my mind, which I'll get back to, that person, there was no doubt in my mind that that person was not my soulmate. No doubt. I believed through and through that that person was the one person that was made on earth for me. But the years go by, and the years went by. I mean, it was a 3-year relationship, 3.5 years, let's say. I realized some things. I grew up, and I realized that people do grow up, and people do grow apart from each other, which is fine in most cases because you can grow apart but together. In this scenario, we're going apart alone, not together. I gave her this ring before our 1-year anniversary. It's nothing. I was my second ever paycheck, or my first ever paycheck. I was working at a hotel, and I got a $700 paycheck. And I thought, if this is really my person, I really believe in what I have to say, let me marry them. And I got this ring from Pandora for $100. Maybe less, I don't remember the exact amount. And I proposed. I did what I thought the right thing was, or I believed to be the right, not thought, I believed the right thing was, and I proposed. And this wasn't maybe people didn't take it seriously from other sides of the world, but I took it very seriously, and I believe she took it very seriously. And I think her mom took it seriously, and my parents took it seriously. So all the people I cared about took it seriously, my brothers took it seriously, so the people I cared about took it extremely seriously. And this, I think, was a mistake in of itself. I was so arrogant and so desperate to find love that I ended up finding the opposite, I would say. And hear me out, I don't know if this makes any sense, but I don't think I loved that person. I think it was one of two things. I was desperate, and I was lonely. When I moved to this country back in 2019, I had nobody. I had to start a fresh start. I was a 16-year-old starting fresh. I had only grade 11 and grade 12. I had 2 years to make friends. And in my first year, grade 11, I had nobody. I didn't make any friends. As you do, first year it's very hard to make friends in school. People already have their groups, whatever. The second year, though, grade 12, I met this person. And they liked me, and I thought I liked them. I did like them. And like I said, this built a great obsession with them. That ended up with me disregarding all the red flags or all the things that were wrong with them. I ended up believing that not only that I can fix them, but I can change them to be my person. Which is, you can't fix people, but maybe you can change them. But at an early age, it's very difficult, I would say. Because you're set in your ways, or you're also experimental, and young and immature, it's a lot of things. So you cannot do both things. That you can't fix them and change them. I ended up fixing, I don't want to say fix them because I'm taking credit, but I ended up helping them find themselves. Or like Drake said, you were lost until me. And I found great pleasure in doing that. To the point that I thought I was in love with her. But now I realize I was in love with helping her. If that makes any sense. Because as soon as she didn't need me anymore, I didn't feel like I loved her. If that makes any sense. In my head, it was like, okay, well, on to the next person now. All this to say that love, like we said, is a great obsession with somebody. But sometimes the obsession isn't with what you think it's with. The obsession could be with the idea of what could become, not the idea of what is. And you get so fixated on what could become that you forget that you're living in here, not there. The relationship is what you have right now, not what it could become. Because a lot of things could become a lot of things. That doesn't mean that's what they are right now. And we don't live 10 years in the future. We live right now. So I owe it to myself to have the best right now, I would say. The best way I can describe it is like investing in a company that you think could become big, but they're doing everything not to become big. They were doing all the wrong steps to becoming a big company. But you're like, yeah, but it could be big if they did this. But they're not doing that. They're doing the exact opposite of that. So how could they become big? Their sales are down. Their margins are low. They have been losing money for the last 3 years. They're filing for bankruptcy. Like, all these things. And you're like, but you're still betting on them working. Even though the signs tell you that they're not. But you're too naive or too arrogant or too ignorant to believe in those signs. You think you know better for some reason. And that was this to me, I think, now. To me now, when I look at this, it's a symbol of something. It's a symbol of growth, an understanding obsession and what your mindset is when you're in love with somebody. Regardless to say this, there's two things now that we need to understand. This relationship was 3.5 years, like I said. Broke up in March a year ago now, March 23rd, 24th. It's been a year since that. And I would like to say this, but I don't know if I believe this. I like to say this, but in a way I hope I'm not lying. Like, there hasn't passed a day where I haven't thought of that person. But the thoughts are usually one of two things. I hope they're not doing better than me. And I hope they find nobody better than me. And this is not because I wish any ill will on them, which might seem that way, but I just want myself to do better. I don't want them to do worse. I want me to do better. And going back to obsession, it built this obsession of always wondering what they're doing and how I can do better than them. Created this rivalry, this rivalry between me and that person, which now I'm competing with. They're not competing with me. I don't think so, at least I don't know. But to my understanding, they're not competing with me. But I am doing everything in my power to be competing with them. Also, before I forget, different shirt for this video. I'm building this obsession of competition with a person that, for all I know, has forgotten my existence. I try to go to the gym more than them. I try to make more money than them. I try to look better than them. I try to seem happier than them. I try to spend more money than them. I try to do everything better and more than them. And there is not a day, and I promise you this, in the last 4 months that hasn't passed, that I haven't thought, what are they doing and how do I do better than them? Not how do I do better myself, how do I do better than them? And it built this unhealthy mindset of me comparing myself to someone that's playing a different game than me. I'm playing chess and they're playing checkers and I'm trying to compete with them. It's a different game, man. We're two different games and two different players. And I completely forgot who my competition actually was. So now we talk about letting go. And I'm not saying this because I have let go. I'm saying this because I'm trying to let go. A couple days ago, on Saturday night, I had a conversation with one of my friends. And he asked me a question. Because I was telling him that he needs to let go of something, of someone. And he hit me with the question, have I let go myself? And the answer was a disturbing no, not at all. I've not deleted the photos. I've not deleted the messages. I haven't deleted pictures altogether. I haven't deleted her passcode off my phone. I haven't deleted anything. I kept every single thing and every single object I think that she has given me around me. And I know where all these things are. For example, paintings that you painted me, I know where they are. They're not up, but I know where they are. These things I showed you, I have them, and I know where they are. The photos on my phone, I have them, I know where they are. And it creates this mental barrier between me and I think letting go. Because every time you see a picture, you're like, well, what if? What if the obsession wasn't with the idea, it was with them actually? Or what if I'm a loser for letting go? Or not letting go, for doing the thing I did? Or what if I could have changed this? Or what if I could have changed that? And I need to start realizing I owe it to myself, future Yusuf now, and present Yusuf, to move on and let go. Because if I don't let go, I'll be in this continuous cycle of always comparing myself, always thinking of them, always being envious if they're doing better than me. And it's not healthy for my mental. I'm not saying comparison is bad, because I'm actually I think comparisons could be helpful sometimes. But comparison with the right people, competition with the right people, is healthy. If you're competing with somebody that you yourself do not look up to in any way, or you don't find what they do to be something you want to do yourself, then you're competing with the wrong person. You're just competing. I mean, if I compete, well, that's fucked up. But if I compete against a person that can walk and I can walk, well, that's not a competition. It's just, that's how I see it now. So I'm competing against somebody that I feel like will be every time, that it's not even a competition anymore. I'm just doing it for the ego boost. I'm doing it to feel better about myself and to get some confidence out of it. And that's not where confidence comes from. Confidence is proving to yourself you can do things you didn't think you could have done. It's proving to yourself that you're more capable than you thought you were. Not proving to yourself that you could do this and you did it. That's not, you didn't get any confidence. You knew you could have done this. The purpose of today's video, or today's Yapp sesh, or today's episode of Yappers, is letting go. And to start today, or to start letting go, I guess, I deleted the pictures off my phone. She's blocked on all platforms. Every single one. There's no way she can reach out at all. And now the next step is letting go of these things. The ring is here. She does not know where this ring went. For all she knows, it's lost. Before we broke up, I took it from her, without her knowing. And after we broke up, all she asked me about was this ring. And I always lied and I told her, I don't know where it is. I've had it this entire time. I now have to let go of that. It doesn't belong to me. It doesn't belong to me. For all it is that I have stole it. I have to let go of that. I have to let go of that burden. I have to let go of these memories. I have to let go of all these things. And build on them. Learn from them. Reflect on them. And become better. Because the only thing we can do is become better. We can never change the past, but we can only change the future. We can never predict the future, but we can always reflect on the past. So let's not try to predict and hope for let's not try to predict the future. Let's just reflect on what was. Move on, let go. Try to build a better future now. A future where I don't have this comparison mentality with that person. I like comparing myself, but to people I aspire to be like one day. People that are truly, actually doing way better than me. Mentally, physically, and monetarily, every way. So, by next video, by episode 4, whenever that is, in a year, next month, next week, there's gonna be two goals. One, I've let go of these things, put them somewhere, but out of reach, out of sight, out of mind. And two, I have stopped this thinking style. Or I'm trying to stop this thinking style. Not going actually into it. These are the two goals that I have set for myself. I'm gonna try to do them. Not try, I will do them. And next video we'll talk about something more positive, I guess. I don't think this is negative, but we'll talk about something more celebration worthy. I mean, this is also, I don't know what I'm saying, about something funner, I guess. Thank you.